Okay, everybody, it's Bankai 922. Pardon the change of arrangements here. My laptop charger decided to be a freaking bitch tonight. Absolute bitch. It's almost impossible. So I'll have to order another charger. I'm really thinking about. I don't know. It's not good. But I'm just thinking about getting another laptop. I don't know though. A bunch of headaches. Anyway, it's working now, and I'm gonna buy a new one. Anyway, charger. Trigun, Stargaze. This episode was pretty good. Episode 3, Memento Mori. Now, it's been a hot minute since I've seen the original Trigun, but person in this episode, in this a few characters actually were in the original. Jessica, Brad, and the guy he's going up against. Excuse me, sorry. In this episode, Vash, the puppeteer. More importantly, Leonov, the puppet master. Now, there's a little tidbit in this episode about him that, Knives met him and has demand him, he kind of proclaims about Knives and how he's great and all this other crap. But he was in the original anime. Give where credit is due to Orange. This was animated pretty well. Yeah. Memento Mori. And the fight was actually pretty good. I know it's CGI. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. But I thought it was done very well, CGI pending, between the Puppet Master and Vash. It was done very well. So basically we have, like I said, a flashback of the Puppet Master when he was a child and he met Knives and he went on that path. And then we get the naughty bit, the important bits, which is basically we have a scene with Meryl and Millie. They see the spaceship. They're gonna go after Vash, and Woodrow is with him. Wolfwood. And then we have this battle in the home space station that's on ground. And at first it seems like it's Knives, but it's not. Tidbit, they show something about Knives towards the end of the episode, which has me going like, okay. So, it's not Knives, though. It's the Puppet Master. He has all these robots. Robot dolls that can take the form of different things. From Knives to this guy Brad. A whole bunch. But he eventually fights him. He confronts the Puppet Master. The fight is great. With the puppets and everything. Very animated fluently. It's very fluid animation. And it's done to a point where I'm very impressed to say this gets above a 9. At least a 9.5 in my opinion. And obviously Vash had assistance from Jessica where she was basically screwing around with the plant. Making it so there was no gravity, then the gravity was really high. Back and forth. And they were able to subdue the Puppet Master. It was pretty tense battle though. Really good. And I liked the whole scene and everything. Eventually what happens though, which is kind of funny, he shoots his crystal ball. Well, he had a ball. The ball basically controls the puppets, destroys it. And he gets up, the Puppet Master, and he tries to attack him again, Vash again. But Wolfwood, I can't say his name. Blocks, doesn't go through. And what basically ends on happening is he stabs himself with his serum. He's about to, do something. Here comes Millie and Meryl on this catwalk, right on the fucking ground, slams right on the ground in that area, and the puppet master is like laying almost dead. I just found that was funny. But then we have a moment between everybody, and then Vash basically says he wants to talk to the puppet master when he can, because he remembers him and all this other stuff. Now, after that, Vash meets everybody else, Brad and everybody else. There's this one character, I forgot her name. What's her name? Luda? Yeah, Luda. Basically, talks to her, talks to Meryl, Millie, everybody about Lost July, what happened, and, he thinks back to Hopper, who said, "You live to suffer." So that's Vash's mantra throughout the series. He lives to suffer. He suffers with the choices he's made, and not his alone. I mean, just the way things are, considering who his brother is. But it was, and they're basically going to go on their way now, more or less, I guess. But that's where the episode ends. Now, there's a hidden scene. I don't know what happened, because I think in season 1, there was the Lost July thing, and it was an explosion. So I didn't really catch what really happened. But there's this girl, I remember her from last season. She shows up. "Oh, we found your brother," and it's a tube. This is legit what Knives looks like. A brain with eyes and like the forming of a rib cage. So, yeah. Well, my guess is that Lost July basically took out a lot out of him, and it like almost destroyed him, and now his body just reconfiguring. They're bringing him back in this test tube, basically a test tube baby kind of thing. So, yeah, I thought it was a good episode. I really have nothing else to say. 9.5 out of 10. And I know some people don't like this animation. It took me a while to get into it, but I think this animation is good. Now, I wouldn't say go, but I find it to be a pristine form of animation for the series that, hasn't really, shown much, but this shows it. And it's not, another thing I'm going to bring up, which I don't want to make this any longer than it is, it's not bad. I've seen bad CGI. Really, really bad. But I think Orange, for what they're doing a good job. You see the emotions in people's faces. You see, how fluid the fight scenes are. Yeah. Kudos. But, like I said, some people might not like it. But that's all I got for you guys. Bonkai 922. Tomorrow night I'll probably do Hell's Paradise. We have a snowstorm coming. It's going to be bad. At least I think for me it would be like 10 inches. So, But anyway, Bonkai 922. I will catch you guys later.